Hello everyone. The paintwork cannot boast of special strength. Either the paint is applied with a layer of only 60 to 80 microns, and the body elements do not differ in metal thickness. But despite this, the car is reliably protected from corrosion. However, if the first owner did not have time to paste over the body with a special film, do not spare money on booking it. It will not be worse. You can also protect the optics in chrome-plated body parts, which, as a rule, swell and become cloudy after 3 winters. But the mechanism for folding mirrors remained on the dealer list as the #1 problem. It's all about the penny plastic gear, which wears outer bursts from the load, paralyzing the entire assembly. And most often this happens in the winter after washing the car. To prolong the life of the mirror mechanism, servicemen recommend turning off the folding function for a while, until the car is completely dry. The design itself is quite expensive. However, mechanics have learned to repair the node for quite sane money. The rest of the CX-9 electrics are pretty reliable. Sometimes, however, the multimedia system is buggy, and a regular battery can order a long life after 2 to 3 years of operation. But the crossover has effective soundproofing better than most Japanese, although slightly inferior to German classmates. Therefore, those who drove premium cars before Mazda prefer to install an additional shumka. Although personally I'm quite happy with it. There are also complaints about the flimsy upholstery of the steering wheel and gear lever, which wear out rather quickly. Here we must pay tribute to the Japanese, who go to meet demanding and capricious customers, changing these parts under warranty. But even demanding owners cannot make their claims to the motor, for the simple reason that they simply do not exist. The innovative petrol turbo 4 with Skyactiv technology proved to be very reliable. However, the reverse side of the coin can be called its exactingness to the quality of fuel and oil. Moreover, it is necessary to constantly monitor the level of liquid lubricant. The motor can eat up oil, the deficiency of which will eventually lead to a breakdown of the unit. By the way, the declared average consumption of 95th gasoline in the operating instructions is 9.2 liters 100 kilometers. But for active riders, it can reach 15 to 17 liters 100 kilometers. Although it is quite possible to keep within 8 liters on the highway, if you drive no more than 110 km/h, and in the city without sudden starts and braking at 11 to 13. For a 5-meter 7-seater crossover is quite a decent figure. And in terms of reliability, the unit turned out to be very strong. On the service there are instances with a mileage of 350,000 kilometers and even more. And during this time, the owners changed only valve and front cover gaskets, inexpensive oil seals, as well as a drive belt and other consumable parts. And further, Mazda's turbocharged engine is actively chipped. After all, the American analog of the CX-9 initially develops 250 horses, and we have only 231. It is believed that increasing the engine power to 250 to 260 horses is fully justified and practically does not affect the resource. But specimens with inflated to 300 liters. It is better to bypass the Skyactiv unit. The service life of such an engine is noticeably less than the base one. We also note that the American versions of the CX-9 can sometimes be fed even with 90-second gasoline, but the versions for our market do not allow such liberties. The engine is aggregated exclusively with a 6-speed automatic transmission. It is ideally combined with the Skyactiv turbo engine, and is also quite reliable. Although single replacements of this expensive mechanism under warranty for the CX-9 still took place. In order to extend the life of the machine, the transmission fluid in them is prescribed to be changed every 50 to 80,000 kilometers, and together with the filter. Indeed, with normal maintenance and high-quality oil, the box can last up to 300,000 kilometers. If you neglect these simple rules and practice a torn driving style with sharp starts and braking, then the box, of course, will not stand it. And repairs at the dealer will pull on a very obscene amount. In an all-wheel drive transmission, transfer case seals may leak by 80,000 to 120,000 kilometers. Although in this state you can drive another 50,000 kilometers, you must constantly monitor the level of liquid lubricant. Oil seals cost a penny, but the work of replacing them will be expensive. The clutch that connects the rear wheels when the front wheels slip is afraid of overheating, which usually occurs due to long slipping in muddy snowdrifts. Therefore, in order not to get a lot of money for repairs, it is better to avoid forays into difficult off-road conditions. And the key to the longevity of the transmission is the regular replacement of oil in the clutch, gearboxes and razdatka. In the 9 suspension, there is a McPherson strut in front, and a multi-link design in the back. The chassis is quite strong, but there have been cases when shock absorbers failed after 50,000 kilometers. Front levers and wheel bearings do not differ in durability. There are also complaints about the brakes for such a heavy and large crossover. They are not effective enough, and the mechanisms themselves are not durable enough. Servicemen say that the matter is in the modest diameter of the brake discs and the poor quality of the pads, which is why the mechanisms periodically overheat. The problem is widespread, but there is no solution to it yet. Apparently, we will have to wait for the release of the 3rd generation of the crossover with more powerful brakes. The steering rack is generally reliable, although there were rare cases of breakdowns on very modest runs. Many owners are still annoyed by the sound of the rack in extreme positions when you turn the steering wheel all the way to the left or right. However, this does not affect the durability of the mechanism. However, if it fails, it can always be repaired inexpensively. By and large, the Mazda CX-9 was at its best in terms of reliability. Particularly pleased with the power unit, the engine and gearbox are simply not killed. For a modern supercharged engine, such longevity is truly rare. When choosing a car, it is better to stop at a restyled version when all the shortcomings have been fixed and some missing options have appeared. If you ever had such a model, share information about what and how it breaks in the comments.